we have a problem. And it's a fairly big problem. I don't know if we'll even be able to overcome this problem. That is how big this problem is. This problem is standing over us like a mountain, and it is making our landscape look horrendous. Have you seen this? Look at this. Snow. All of my hard work trying to make this look super duper pretty, and what do I get in return for it? All of this land turning right back into snow. Unbelievable. Unbelievable. We have to fix this. I literally cannot do any progress on this base until we take care of this problem. And I am a little bit stumped about how to do it, but I think I have one solution maybe that might be able to work. We're gonna have to spend this episode doing a little bit of experimentation. But before we do that, I think I need to take you back to the shopping district here on Truly Bedrock so that I can show you the latest updates that we have made to the quilted shop. Why don't we head on over? So first and foremost, I absolutely love this shop. There's very few builds that I actually really enjoy, and at some point here on Truly Bedrock, I've gotten to a point where I actually like my builds now. Albeit it's a little bit wonky here in the front, but I absolutely love the coloring. And when you look at this, it is fully stocked, shopped, and ready to go. And we're even selling shulker shells. Come over here, look at this, look at this. You could buy shulker shells for 1 diamond for 6, or you could come over here and buy 1 diamond for 9. Now, admittedly, if you want an even number, you'll need to give me 2 diamonds, but hey, that's just business. We've also moved in all of Alien's items over here, albeit the totems up there are a little bit cheaper, but we have his elytras, we have Moss's beacons, all moved in here, and we look at this. I have found a use for the most useless block here in Minecraft. Some people think that it's the magenta terracotta block with the arrows. No, it is not. It's beetroots. Beetroots is the most useless block here in Minecraft. They're useless to eat, they're useless to give to villagers, they're useless for decorations unless they aren't. They called me a madman, but I have found a use for them, and I think they look pretty good. Back behind here, just using them as an ever so slight decoration. I have also taken the liberty of stocking up a whole bunch of things over here. We got pumpkins, 3 stacks for 1 diamonds, bone meal blocks. We'll be selling those. I need to come over here and restock all of those, along with plenty of these pots. We have plenty of bricks, and also 32 blocks of iron for a single diamond. Very convenient prices. We're also the only people now on the server selling pale moss and pale moss carpets. So hey, if you're looking for a nice sale, this is the place to go. A couple of other things from Aliens over here, and then a lot of shulkers I need to move. We'll get there. We also have this entire area up here, which I think I'm going to move a whole bunch of wool over to. I will be selling wool over here. I'll probably do that after we have this episode out, and we'll probably put another one of these tables up here just so that people can come in, shop, peruse, get what they want, and if there's anything else that we want to sell, they can have that. But I think this officially completes the shop. So after I move these shulkers in, which will be at the end of this episode, this shop is now open for business, and that means you can now bring me your diamonds. Which of course brings us back to the original dilemma of how we're gonna stop our area from snowing. And I think I have the solution, and that is to make moss logic work for us, because look at this, one diamond per stack. That's so silly expensive. We're gonna go ahead and commit to buying all of this though, because I think if we just get a whole bunch of glass, we can make ourselves a completely invisible platform above everything that will hopefully prevent all the snow from falling, and will leave us with a very, very nice skyline. So we have made our super duper expensive purchase. Hopefully we don't need any more of this. We're gonna need probably more of this. Let's head over. So back over here at the megalith, let's go ahead and start getting all this glass. And again, the plan is let's just build ourselves a solid platform, and hopefully that'll keep the snow out and keep everything looking super duper pretty. Let's go ahead and start that time lapse. And you're probably wondering at this point, Alaydriem, what am I seeing? Well, you're seeing a time lapse rendered of me placing glass. The problem is that we're so high up in the world that no replay tool that I captured this with is able to see me placing any of the actual blocks. So this is what placing glass blocks look like. It's perfect, isn't it? It's so perfect, you can't even see it. What's not perfect, however, is the end result when we go back into Bedrock, because that right there is quite hideous and quite painful. It leaves so much to be desired, and it really ruins the landscape. The whole skyline, I feel, is ruined with this. One of the things I want with this is a very clear skyline, because I want you to be looking up and seeing the megalith. And I feel that there's a better way that we can do this, perhaps. I think since this didn't exactly work the way I want to, maybe we can try to see if we can swap these out with glass panes and perhaps use an invisible glass pack. I'm not sure exactly how I feel about that, about having additional packs in, but hey, we're gonna go ahead and give it a shot and just see how things turn out. So I won't bore you with another long time lapse. So here's what it looks like after we have completely replaced it with glass panes. It looks exactly the same. It looks exactly the same, and even with the clear glass pack, it's actually worse. It's actually worse with the clear glass pack. But at this point, we were working on this during one of my live streams, and I had someone bring up something that I had completely forgotten about, and I'm really embarrassed by it because I made a video covering exactly how to solve this problem. And that problem is to use chests. The solution is simple. You just place chests up at world height. And chests have a really unique property in that at a certain distance, they completely de-render, which means that we can stack a whole bunch of chests up here in kind of this formation. We can even double them up if we wanted to. And then when we fly down here, and I'll try to flip myself, you'll see, look at that. They just disappear. They just completely vanish. And I feel really, really silly. I feel really, really silly having completely forgotten about this mechanic after literally making a tutorial covering exactly how to make hidden storage up here. So I think what our new solution is we're going to completely replace all of these glass panes a second time with chests, which means we are going to need to go raid every place that we have wood here on the server, because it's 4-to-1 for planks in order to make a single chest. That's a lot of wood that we're going to need. It is a lot of wood. So we're going to need to raid every single one of our stores just to see if we have anything available that has any value whatsoever. So first things first, let's go check the wood farms and see if we have anything there. Now, down here at the megalith, we actually have quite the selection of wood. We have quite a lot of wood over here. I don't remember exactly what I made so many pieces of oak for, but we have quite a lot over here. Unfortunately, we are going to need about 4 shulkers worth of chests. That is going to be a lot. That's going to be a lot. And I don't quite think that I have everything that we need over here, so we might need to be raiding a couple of other places. We do have the wood farm, but I think actually we want to drop by maybe someone's base and see if someone potentially has wood that we can remove from their storage system without too much complaining. We'll need to see if there's an option here on the server, but I think coming over here, we have maybe half a shulker's worth. It's really not a lot that we have over here. I did manage actually to get 1 shulker, so there's another half right there. I was just trying to see if we have maybe any more extra wood over here. Oh, look at this. We have quite a bit of birch that I had completely forgotten about. Is anything else over here? I'm going to regret converting all of this into chests. I'm really going to regret this. I hope I don't need all this wood later. I know that I'm going to need spruce for a couple of the trees that we're planning to build, but I don't think that we're going to need oak or birch for anything. We'll see. We'll see. We'll see how things end up once I've chunked everything down. Well, it turns out we didn't have nearly enough there to complete everything, so I've decided to come over to Smurf Space because, well, Smurf happens to be one of the few people who has a crazy amount of bamboo, and I figure maybe he won't regret missing a whole bunch of bamboo, especially if I sit over here and AFK and basically generate him even more bamboo than he already had. Don't worry, I do have my camera account. My camera account is loaded over here, and it is currently AFKing. And after this, I will also make sure that all of this is replaced. So remember, we all have a nice agreement here on this server. If you take anything, at least replace it. I do have a feeling, though, that bamboo is not the solution to making a huge amount of chests. We could probably set up a pipeline that would automatically convert all the bamboo into bamboo blocks and then into chests. But this is a very, very tedious project. This is incredibly tedious and quite painful to do, if I'm quite honest. I don't think that if you're needing 4 shulkers worth of chest, this is not the solution. We are going to have to head over to our wood farms that we have and see if there's anything else over there that we can very quickly generate. I'm pretty sure if I were to sit side by side with someone at my wood farm versus someone just chunking things down, we would be faster with the wood farm. That's just how fast we generate things. And also, it's so much less tedious to do. At least while you're at the wood farm, you feel like you're making progress. This is just taking a complete inventory's worth of items and turning it down into 3 stacks worth of items. Look at that. All that bamboo, and it only there's nothing here. This, if you need a whole bunch of chests, it just isn't the way. And like I said earlier, don't worry, I do have my camera account over here. It is AFKing, generating millions more of these bamboo things. So I know it looks like I took like a lot, but I've already replaced all of this with my AFK account. So now, this right here, this is the way that you harvest materials. It is so much more efficient in my mind, and it makes you feel like you're actually accomplishing something. Although I really don't enjoy... Hold on, I need to switch these. I have to have my tools in a certain order. I don't know about you, but if my tools aren't in the right order, I can't scroll between them very, very easily. Is that just a me thing? Let me know down in the comments if that's a you thing too. Hopefully it's not just me, otherwise I'm going to feel very, very left out. Anyway, this is the way to harvest things. You just sit here AFK with your camera account, or manually do it while your AFK account is doing the rest of the farm. Or heck, you can even do that yourself at that point. And you have tons of wood on demand. This is a fantastic way to gather resources, and candidly is really what I built this for. This farm exists so that we can have chests, so we can have sticks, so that we can have all of the base materials for wood. And if I were to compare the two, this is a better option to have because this gives you a whole lot more flexibility and less space than any of the bamboo. Now, I will say for the bamboo, you do have the benefit of being able to just AFK and not need bone meal. But I think with most people are going to have a bone meal farm at this point. So I think that this is just a really good way to get all the wood that you're ever going to need for the entire season. But anyway, we have harvested down most of these. I think I'm going to need to chunk down even more of this material just to make sure that I have enough. And believe it or not, I am actually make a time lapse of that because it's not all the way up in the heavens. So let's gather some more wood and then we can get started placing all of these chests. And ta-da! I'm sorry, that's just cruel. That's just really cruel of me. This has been a very weird episode because, let me go ahead and sleep here. It feels like we've done a lot, but we haven't actually done anything. Oh, that's weird. Have they always left particles around here? Am I just now really noticing that phantoms leave particles when they're on fire? Also, how long does it take for phantoms to die from sun damage? Really? I was gonna say, I was about to just put that poor thing out of his misery. He looks like he was suffering. All right. So, it's in. I'm really sorry. It's really like hard to not take advantage of this because we've done it. The platform is in place. You just can't see it because, well, it de-renders. Where'd our rockets go? We're running very low on rockets. We probably need to grab another stack of those. Here, take a look at this. If we fly all the way up here around 270, bam. A complete storage system. High above the clouds. And you know what? That's what we're going to do. We're going to call this cloud storage. This is our new cloud storage system where we will be storing everything. Sure, why not? Everything that we have, we'll send it to the cloud. This is going to be really painful to do because I can't place any items on top of this because I didn't want there to be any issues whatsoever. But look at this. Infinite storage up here. We will have all the storage we ever could possibly need, and it does not obscure the sightlines of anything. Now, there is a slight problem, and that problem is that trying to find anything is going to be really, really difficult, but I figure we can just put like numbered blocks somewhere around this. I don't know exactly where. Maybe we put chests like another layer below and put signs above it, and we just build a grid system, and then you say like, if you need iron, it's in shulker D72 or something like that. I don't know. We'll figure it out. And now with all this said and done, while it does solve the problem of being able to see, or more specifically not see anything, it poses a little bit problem for maps, which isn't something that I'd originally thought about. But as you can see here, it makes a really ugly chunk in the sky, which is really unfortunate. But hey, at least you don't see the storage up in the sky right there. So I guess we're gonna have to take the win and the loss on that. You win some, you lose some. I think that we'll just say no maps over here. That's a much easier trade-off than this whole needing to worry about being able to see the skyline issue. And I would much rather not be able to see a map than see any skyline. But you may be asking, what was the entire purpose of this? Okay, so you've blocked the snow, but what exactly does that even do? Well, the answer for that requires a little bit of rain and snow, which I have finally been able to procure on this road. Believe it or not, I had to wait for it to rain. Come over here and take a look. Come over here and take a look. What do you notice differently over here? It's not raining. It is raining, but it's not raining. And if we come over here, look at this. This is always just a weird sight to see. You can tell exactly where the chests are because on one side of this line, it's snowing, and on the other side, it's not. So we have an area over here that is perfectly shielded from any rain or snow, which means at the end of the day, we will not have any snow falling on the ground anymore, which means that our trees will not be changing shape, they will not be changing color, they won't have snow on them, the ground won't have snow. It's everything that you could possibly want it. And as an added benefit, we have a very large umbrella in the sky to keep our head dry. Now, as you can see, it does do the same thing with rain over here, and I think maybe I need to extend it just maybe one extra block. I think this right here is like a border block that we have that it's both rain and snow, but as you can see, it transitions pretty quickly, so I can add in another row of chests if I need to. But this area is now completely snow-free. It will never accumulate snow over here ever again, which that right there was the entire purpose of this. So with this now in place, I will be able to start building over here. And I'm thinking what we could start focusing on is doing a little bit of the training with the rocks and the gravel and making it look more than just a big pile of grass. And then potentially switching over to trees, maybe sometime shortly after that. So with all this said and done, it's been a very weird episode for me because normally I like to have something I can show off at the end of the day, something pretty, something unique, and for this, even when I'm trying to, there isn't actually anything I can show you other than this weird weather phenomenon that now occurs right here where these chest borders are. So yeah, it's gonna be what it's gonna be, but hey, I'm looking for a certain experience, and in order to make that experience This is the thing that we have to do so that we can have terraining, so that we can have trees, and so that we don't have weird weather effects happening around here. So while there's nothing to see, that is entirely the point, and we've accomplished exactly what we've set out here to do today. Beautiful pixels, as always, thank you so much for watching. I hope that you enjoyed this episode. I hope that you enjoy not seeing the things I don't want you to see in the sky anymore. Yeah, I know that that's a little bit weird, and I look forward to seeing you all in the next episode, and hopefully on one of the next upcoming streams that we have. Beautiful pixels, we'll see you later. Goodbye.